I know this is gonna be one of the dumbest tier lists I've ever done, and probably one of the dumbest tier lists I'm ever going to do. But today I was feeling for some. I was feeling something a bit more, a bit less factual and just a bit more fun. So we're gonna be doing a tier list on how well all of these characters would drive in real life. But the thing, this isn't even based off any factual evidence, like any stats in the game. This is purely a vibe list. That's what this is. I don't really know what to say. And I'm not gonna do like I'm dead serious when I say this isn't factual. This is pure like I'm not about to say like Donkey Kong can't drive because he's a monkey. We're imagining that they all have like maybe not all, but we're gonna be imagining that they all have human capabilities. Let's put it at that. So I know I know I'm about to contradict myself, but I don't see how I can put any of the baby characters above how do they even have a license. Because at the end of the day, they are still babies. Because you see, when it comes to characters like Donkey Kong, alright, Donkey Kong isn't the best example because he's an idiot, but when it comes to characters like Bowser, he's a turtle, but his capabilities go way beyond what a turtle could do, at least in the IQ department. But when it comes to the babies, they can't do fucking anything. We will still rank them based on, like, they are going in this tier, definitely. How do they have a license? But we're still going to rank them based off who I think the best drivers are. Yeah, let's leave it at that. But they still shouldn't have a license. Toad and Toadette should probably be... I'll rank Toad. I feel like Toad, because you see, the Mushroom Kingdom, Toads are like everywhere, aren't they? That's like the humans. They're just the basic humans of it. They're just your average Joe. And by process of like elimination, that doesn't make sense. Just because they're like the average of the Mushroom Kingdom, I think they should also be seen as like average drivers. If that makes sense. I probably did a shit job explaining that, but I think you'll get it. They're average. They're everywhere. I think this is a perfect spot for them. Toadette, though. Toadettes aren't everywhere. I think there's only one Toadette. There's only one female Toad. That's kind of worrying, actually. This is just... I think Toadette is just a female Toad, but there's only one of them. I think the one Toadette we see is everywhere. Anyway, would she be better at... Would she be better than Toad? I'm genuinely having to contemplate this. I just want to... Part of me wants to put her up here. I imagine she'd be an alright driver. Yeah, I'm going to put Toadette up here. I think she'd be a pretty good driver. I think she'd be better than Toad. Just because she's more unique. She's more rare, you know? So, yeah, I think this is a good spot for Toadette based off pure vibes. Koopa Trooper. I don't even know how to rank Koopa Trooper. He's also a pretty basic Joe. But I'd put him below Toad because... I don't want to say he's a turtle. I'm not basing it off that. It's just because I imagine Koopa Trooper, he's like a lower version of Toad. Because this isn't like, as well as the Goombas, this is another enemy you just see everywhere. But I think they're lower than Toads, because they are a bit stupid in the games, aren't they? They just go left to right. I don't think they have like basic common sense even. I think they're kind of idiots. I don't know if they have human functionality. Really? So yeah, I think should maybe take their license as a good spot for them. Dry Bones, same. I think it's just that... I think he'd be a better driver though. I don't know why, just something about him. Mario. There's nothing about Mario that makes me think he'd be good or bad at driving. I think he's just kind of average. I don't think Mario's a particularly good driver. He's good at a lot of things already. We can't give him driving. I think Mario would be worse than... yeah, I think Mario would be worse than Toads. I don't know. I know it's Mario Kart. It is his game. So this might be like a spit in the face for him. But, I don't know. I just don't think Mario looks like a very good driver. I don't think he looks like one of his strong suits. He's more of like, he's a brawny guy. He's pretty strong. He doesn't spend a lot of time driving. He spends a lot of time running around doing like parkour and stuff. I don't think he'd spend his time like mastering his driving. I just think he'd be pretty average. Luigi though. Luigi I think is better than Mario. I don't know, again, no logic, but Luigi just looks like a good driver, doesn't he? Is that just me? I think what it comes down to is that Luigi's a bit more paranoid and timid than Mario is, so I think he'd just be a bit more careful and aware of his surroundings. Daisy. Daisy is one of the goats of Mario Kart Wii. She's like the second best character, arguably the best. And in real life, I'm a bit split on her, because 50% of me wants me to say that she's like that 19-year-old girl who's just got a license and then she occasionally just goes out, but she's a really shit driver. But also part of me wants to say she's a bit more mature and can actually is pretty smart. This is just an argument of whether Daisy is smart or dumb. The thing is, after Daisy is Peach, and I think wherever Daisy goes, Peach should go on the opposite side. Because I think one of them is good and one of them is bad. And I think Daisy's the bad one. I'm sorry if you disagree, but I think Daisy's the bad driver of the two. I'm gonna put her above the literal turtles, but yeah, I think she'd be a bit of a reckless driver. I think she wouldn't really care. She wouldn't pay attention. She'd be on her phone a lot while driving. I think she's a bit dumb. Sorry, Daisy. Yeah, I'm gonna say Peach is the better driver of the two. I'm gonna put her below. Should I put her at okay at driving? I might put her at the top of okay. Above Mario and Toad though. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. Because I think Peach would be a bit more sensible. She'd not be on her phone. She'd actually try and take it seriously. Yeah, let's put that there. The Mii's. These ones are I don't even know. They're Mii's. They're always, aren't they? They're humans. I think they're also. This is the fat Mii. So let's put them there. This is the skinny Mii. And I think I'm just gonna put the skinny Mii above the fat Mii. I don't know. There's no logic there. That's just how it goes. Yoshi. Yoshi is the criminal of the Mario verse, isn't he? I think that's what everyone on the internet has just sort of accepted now. There's a lot of memes of him evading taxes. There's a lot of memes of him evading taxes, committing crimes. He's a money launderer. He's just a bad person, isn't he? So, and I want to just say he's the worst criminal out there. I just think it'd be funny to make him a really bad driver. I imagine he'd be just not serious at all. He'd blatantly break road laws. He'd skid all over the place. He'd just be a very reckless driver on purpose. So I think I'm gonna put him there. Birdo. So Birdo, I don't care what you say. Birdo is female version of Yoshi. I know that there's people. I don't even know if this is factual. People say Birdo's a guy. I don't know. I don't believe that. I'm just gonna, even if it's true, I'm just gonna say my headcanon is that she's a woman. I think that she would be slightly better than Yoshi. Not slightly, moderately better, but still not great. I still think she'd be a bit reckless like Daisy. I'm gonna put her behind Daisy. If these two are a couple, this is the one that should probably be driving. Because she's got basic road sense. Yoshi has no road sense. That's my headcanon, and that's what I'm putting it at. Diddy Kong. I think Diddy Kong would be a good driver. Possibly the best one so far. Yeah, I'm gonna put him at the top one. I just imagine he's quite serious, he's quite sensible, he's quite a bit of a hard ass when it comes to driving. Probably takes it too seriously because he doesn't want to break any laws or hurt anyone. So I think he'd be getting his glasses all out ready to go driving. That's just the sense I get from Diddy Kong. No, not much more to say about him. Okay, Bowser Jr. He is a baby, isn't he? He's I don't know if he's a baby or not. He's a pretty fucking old one if he is. No, I'm gonna rank him as a baby. I think he's slightly better than. He does operate the clown car a lot, doesn't he? I imagine he has to get up to his own devices quite a lot without Bowser around, so I imagine he would get driving pretty quickly. I'm kind of split on this one as well. The thing is, he's either up here or he's either somewhere down here. He's not average. I'm just not gonna put him there. I think that's boring for him. I think he's either good or bad. I'm just gonna keep him down here for now. and then I'll change him later if I think he should be changed. Ooh, Wario. Okay. I think what I said about Peach and Daisy, I think the same goes for Wario and Waluigi. One of them's a good driver and one of them's a bad driver. And the thing is, Wario does canonically drive a vehicle. He has the Wario bike, probably an illegal bike to drive, by the way. I think Wario, even though he drives, I think he'd be the less sensible one. I think he blatantly, I think he's like similar to Yoshi. I think he'd blatantly ignore road laws. I think he'd just be an unmoral, unethical, purposefully bad driver who wouldn't care about the well-being of anyone around him. And I'm just gonna put him there. I don't know if he's as bad as Yoshi. I kind of want to say he's not, just because I think it's funny to imagine Yoshi as some horrible, horrible, evil person. So I'm just gonna leave him there. Waluigi, I think he's an average driver. I think he's a bit more sensible. I think he cares more about people than Mario. I think he'd just be like quite soft when it comes to driving. I think I'm gonna put him there. I think that's a good spot for him. Donkey Kong, I don't think he'd be a good driver. I think he should maybe take their license. Just because nothing. He gives off the vibes of a bad driver, doesn't he? I think he's not like anyone. I don't think he's like Yoshi and Wario, whereas he's being purposefully bad and dangerous. I think he's just a bit of a klutz. I just think he's a bit clumsy when it comes to the wheel, and I think he's gonna go there. Not like Diddy Kong. Bowser. I imagine Bowser is a good driver because I think he's quite skilled. I imagine Bowser as like a Mafia person, and people in the Mafia. What am I saying? That doesn't. No, just ignore I said that. I just think he'd be a bit of a, he'd drive one of those, what's it called? Lowriders. He'd drive one of those lowriders. I think he'd be like wearing shades when he's driving. I think he'd be good. He'd follow road laws reluctantly. I don't think he's as good as Diddy, because I still think he'd be a bit more reckless, if that makes sense. I think he's a bit less careful. Like, I think Diddy Kong, I think he'd be a slow driver. I think Bowser would just be a bit more reckless, but still pretty good and pretty skilled. King Boo. I think he'd be similar to Wario, and no. I think he'd just be he'd be a bit reckless, but I don't think he'd like be as blatant to it than these two. I just think he's just a bad driver. That's the extent of it all. Rosalina. I think we've got our first top quality driver right here. I think she's safe, knowledgeable, and skilled, and I think part of it comes down to the fact that she's a goddess, so she gives off the vibe that she's good at pretty much everything. I think she might be the best one here, to be honest. There's only really one other contender, and I think by now you might have clocked on who. I can't say anything anymore. I'm just gonna leave her there. She's good. She's good. She's safe. There. Funky Kong. I want to save you last because he is the GOAT, isn't he? He's the GOAT of Mario Kart Wii, and I think I have a lot to say about Funky Kong. Dry Bowser, however, I have nothing to say about. You are easily the most niche, underused, and irrelevant character out of everyone on this list, and I have no clue where I could put you. I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna put him here. I think he suits this spot. I think he's the worst driver in this spot. I think he suits it. No, I think he's smart. I think Donkey Kong's stupid. So I'm gonna put him there, but still, you probably wouldn't be a good driver, unfortunately. Now we've got the actual GOAT of Mario Kart Wii. We've got the character who everyone picks. And to be honest, I think he'd be good in real life as well. The thing is with Funky Kong, he's a stoner. He's a bit of a stoner. He'd probably drive like the mystery van around. If not the mystery van, he'd drive like a lowrider similar to Bowser, a green lowrider, or the mystery van. He'd like have a lot of weed on him when he's driving. I don't know why this matters. I'm just saying this. It doesn't matter that he's a stoner. I don't think he'd ever drive like under the influence, but I'm just saying that, he's a bit younger, he's a bit less mature than Rosalina, but I still think he'd be really good. I think he'd be like quite careful as well. I think he'd be a bit more like naturally skilled than Rosalina. but Rosalina would just be a bit more sensible. Like, he'd get into street races sometimes as well. But he'd be really good at them. Rosalina wouldn't do that. So I'm going to put him behind her because he's probably less safe. But he's still, like, I imagine he's a very good driver. Finally, do I think I have anything to change? We've got a very diverse list here, don't we? We've got a very, like, random placements. But you know what? Luigi, I think you can go above Bowser. Diddy Kong stays there. Bowser, yeah, you're probably better than This is the most stupid list of it, like, I'm ever gonna do. I don't know what made me want to do this. Are we changing Bowser Jr.? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna put him on should maybe take their license. I don't think he's like, I don't think he'd be that horrible. I think he'd be the top of this tier. I think he's better than everyone here. But I still think he'd be a bit of an idiot, a bit too immature on the wheel. Other than that, I think we're going pretty bang on. To be fair, I think we got this list almost bang on last time. There's just a few minuscule changes that I want to make. First of all, King Boo, I guess you can go above all the babies because, I mean, to be worse than a literal baby at driving is, I'd say, pretty difficult. Something only these two could achieve. Dry Bowser, I think you can move further up because it is just Bowser, isn't it? It's literally, yeah, Dry Bowser is Bowser, just bona fide, so I don't see how he'd be any different than Bowser, to be honest. I don't know what I was thinking putting him down there the first time, but yeah, correction made. And I think the final change is that I heavily reconsidered my points for Luigi, because the thing is, Luigi is like a lot of different characters, because if we're talking about 3D Luigi, like Luigi's Mansion 3 Luigi, then yeah, I think he would be up here. But then I considered him from the Mario and Luigi games. If it's that version of Luigi, he should not be allowed on the roads. So now I'm kind of split on him, because Nintendo for some reason made him bipolar, and now there's two versions of him. So I'm just gonna base him off the version I like more, and I prefer the Mario and Luigi version of him more. And that version is an idiot and just has no common sense in anything. His primary use in most of the games, like the most useful he's ever been is like being able to fall asleep quickly in Dream Team. That speaks volumes. So I think I'm now gonna put Luigi. He's smarter than Donkey Kong. I think he's better, smarter than Koopa's. Yeah, let's put him there. Can I copy him? No. Alright. Let's put him there. There, list made. Bye.